on the news. The Chief Medical Director, CMD of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH, Professor Darlington Obaseki, says the health institution came first in the country in the era of infection prevention control in hospitals following a survey carried out by the National Center for Disease Control, NCDC. Professor Darlington Obaseki disclosed this on Tuesday during the 2021 World Hygiene Day, which has the theme, Seconds Save Lives, Clean Your Hands. KUFM Lebedu Masagoran reports that the Infection Prevention Control Unit of the hospitals and hand-washing ambassadors sensitized members of staff and patients in the hospital on the importance of hand-washing.
At the point of time, wash your hands, always wash your hands. When you get to work, wash your hands, always wash your hands. After each patient, wash your hands.
The members of staff and hand-washing ambassadors, who were led by the chairman Infection Prevention Control IPC at UBTH, Dr. Sohe Obogodo, says the World Health Organization WHO multimodal hand hygiene improvement strategy through the use of infection prevention control is a scientific approach that is practical, as achieving hand hygiene is critical in all healthcare facilities.
Multimodal improvement strategies actually reduces healthcare associated infections. That is what we want to give to our patients. We want to ensure that quality care is maintained, that they do not leave the hospital worse than when they came. Instead, they leave the hospital better.
To this end, the CMD of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH, Professor Darlington Obaseki, said the health institution is conscious of the need for hand washing.
Remarkable progress we have made in infection prevention control measures in UBTH in the past. They came on board has been wonderful. We are rated as the best in country by NCDC and all others in the IPC level. And it's due to the fantastic work by all of you, the IPC committee.
Coordinator, World Health Organization, WHO Edo State, Faith Ireye, says to control spread of all diseases, the importance of hand washing cannot be overemphasized.
When you want to start in the morning, take it like after saying your prayers, share it again with your colleagues. 5 moments for hand hygiene.
Meanwhile, the Edo State COVID-19 Incident Manager, Dr. Andrew Obi, everyone is an ambassador for proper hand washing practice.
Yes, I want to encourage us all to go out and be ambassadors and preach what we practice. And so I want to encourage us to ensure that we uphold clean hands.
According to WHO, the campaign objective of this year's World Hand Hygiene Day is to highlight the role in achieving effective hand hygiene action at the point of care by making everyone see cleaning hands as a habit. Livedum Asagwaram, KUFM News.
The Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved 6.2 billion naira for execution of various power projects across the country. Minister of Power, Saleh Maman, disclosed this when he briefed State House correspondents on the outcome of the meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. According to Maman, contracts approved include those for procurement of transformers and vital spare parts of maintenance of power transmission equipment. The minister explained that the first one is for award of contracts for design, manufacturing and supply of critical spare parts for transformers in the sum of 298,333,887 naira and 4 kobo. The federal government says it will soon begin the second phase of distribution of 4 million prepaid electricity meters free to Nigerians. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, had promised to make available 4 million prepaid electricity meters aside from the 1 million the government earlier provided, which were being distributed nationwide. This is as the Federal Government Council, FEC, is at its 44th virtual meeting approved $8.29 million as well as the 3 billion naira for the execution of various electricity projects in the country. Briefing State House correspondent at the end of the council meeting, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the First Ladies Conference Room, Presidential Villa, Abuja. The Minister of Power, Engineer Maman Saleh, said that there was an improvement in power generation, adding that the country generates 5,000 megawatts from the initial 3,000 megawatts it was generating. The minister said that government was almost getting through with the distribution of 1 million free prepaid meters to Nigerians. And now talking politics, where the All Progressives Congress APC caucus in the Senate says it strongly supports President Muhammadu Buhari's effort in addressing all challenges facing the country. The Senate Majority Leader, Senator Abdullahi Yahaya, made the disclosure on behalf of the APC caucus at a news conference in Abuja on Wednesday. The caucus was reacting to a statement credited to the PDP Minority Caucus in the National Assembly on the handling of the security situation in the country by President Buhari. Yahaya said the federal government was aware of the challenges and working to massively get the economy working for Nigerians. He stressed that the various interventions in agriculture and social sectors, as well as infrastructural development, were meant to reduce the pains of the economic downturn on ordinary Nigerians. And meanwhile, the House of Representatives on Wednesday asked the federal government to immediately put a halt to plans to conduct national census in view of the rising cases of insecurity. The House said the exercise should be suspended until the security situation improves, while asking Chairman of the National Population Commission to brief the House on the planned exercise. Sponsor of the motion of urgent public importance, Shehu Bara, told his colleagues if the exercise is allowed to go ahead, a lot of Nigerians will be denied opportunity of being counted, having been displaced by insurgency and insecurity across the land. The Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has unveiled plans to establish a special operation unit of the Nigeria Police Force for the region. He said this is part of measures to support the security infrastructure to sustain peace and socio-economic development within the oil-producing region. Senator Akpabio made the disclosure while receiving the National Secretary of the Interim Caretaker Committee of the APC, Senator Akpan James Udogeden, on Wednesday in his office in Abuja. He said he will lead the leadership of the All Progressives Congress APC and stakeholders to the inauguration of the Special Operations Unit headquarters in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. And in Delta State, the State Police Command has paraded 71 suspected criminals for various offenses. Briefing newsmen on achievements of the command, the Police Commissioner of the state, Iri Mohammed Ali, explained that the 71 suspects were arrested at different locations for various offenses, ranging from kidnapping, armed robbery, illegal production of alcoholic wine, among other crimes.
Who were sent on special duty at Ugeli were attacked in an eatery joint by this syndicate of daredevil robbers. In the process, they were attacked right there in the eatery. All of them were killed. Their arms were cutted away. Gladdens my heart to inform you this morning that that syndicate, of course, has been raided. We have gotten them, and of course, the arms have been recovered. We received the story of a priest that was attacked. Well, 2 mobile men that were on escort were killed, including the prince. Except one of the sons of the traditional ruler that was taken to the hospital who survived after treatment. 3 of them were murdered. Arms of the policemen were cutted away. This syndicate too has been gotten.
Meanwhile, the king of Ohunmonwu Kingdom in Udu local government area of the state, His Royal Majesty Iwoho Takare, has raised an alarm that those who murdered his son Eric were after his life. He spoke with reporters in Asaba shortly after the commissioner's briefing.
My 2 sons they go party, so the boys they trace them to the party. Somebody give them money, me, not the son, to kill me, so they feel that now me decide to
Recall that the late Eric and his brother Franklin were attacked on April 3rd, 2021 in Warri while returning home from a party by gunmen who opened fire on their vehicle, where Eric and 2 police officers attached to the princess were killed while Franklin sustained injuries. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested an 80-year-old woman, Mary Adebayo, alongside her 19-year-old granddaughter, Fumilayo Adebayo, with 192 kilograms of assorted drugs in Akure, Ondo State. NDLEA Director, Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday in Abuja. Babafemi said that 2 other ladies were also arrested alongside the duo for selling assorted illicit drugs that include cocaine, heroin, tramadol, swinol, and squishes. He said they were arrested after intelligence-based raids and follow-up operations on their locations on Sunday, 2nd of May 2021. The NDLEA director added that the 192 kilograms of cocaine and other psychotropic substances were recovered from the suspects. The 27 kidnapped students of Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka, Kaduna State, have reportedly been released. Chairman of the concerned Afaka parent, Abdullahi Usman, confirmed their release on Wednesday. 37 students were abducted from the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka, on the 11th of March 2021. 10 of the students were later released in two batches after payments of ransom by parents. Usman said the release of the remaining students was facilitated by the Abubakar Gumi Dialogue Committee. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said the Army got 1.8 trillion naira as budget releases between January 2019 and this year's first quarter. Ahmed made the revelation on Tuesday to the Senate when she appeared before the Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume-led Senate Committee on Army. Citing a letter from the Chief of Defense Staff last week, Ndume said the military authorities complained that they had a shortfall of over 50 billion naira as far as fund releases from the Finance Ministry was concerned. Ahmed, however, gave the breakdown of how her ministry disbursed 1.84 trillion naira to the Army in the past 2 years as follows: 129.69 billion naira for capital expenditure, 39.76 billion naira for overhead cost, 681.79 billion naira for personal cost, and 157.6 billion naira for special releases. And elsewhere, the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, says this nationwide strike will not be called off until a concrete resolution is reached on financial autonomy. JUSUN had begun a nationwide strike on Tuesday, April 6th, when the union directed all its members across the federation to shut down all courts after the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum earlier given over the failure of the government to implement the law. The Deputy President of the Workers' Union, Emmanuel Abioye, in a chat with the reporters on Wednesday, stated that the governor must do the needful before the strike would be suspended. The union leader said, though the governors through their forum chairman, Governor Kayode Fayemi, pledged that the demand will be implemented by this month, and according to him, the workers will not believe until it is fulfilled. Coming up in a moment in our business news, Edo State to name and shame defaulting taxpayers. Details in a moment.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls. The risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the morning market, forecast, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
The Edo State Internal Revenue Service, EIRS, is set to embark on a name and shame campaign of defaulting taxpayers in its renewed drive to ensure compliance with tax laws. The executive chairman of the service, Nudu Ine, in a statement said the list includes owners of hotels, bars, eateries, restaurants, trade associations, as well as lawyers, architects, medical professionals, and school proprietors. Ine added that many high net worth individuals and contractors face risk of prosecution for tax evasion. According to him, the state's government has resolved to embark on a name and shame campaign, as many proprietors who run viable businesses in the state are culpable of tax avoidance and evasion. He added that the state government was committed to ensuring tax defaulters are brought to book, noting that a number of gas plant operators and petrol station owners fall in the category of those who have not been faithful with offsetting their tax obligation. And that's it on business. And now in sport, Chelsea through to UEFA Champions League final. More to come on our sports bulletin this morning. And now talking sports, where 2012 UEFA Champions League winners Chelsea will face Manchester City in an all-English final of the competition in Istanbul on 29th May after convincingly overcoming Real Madrid 2-0 at Stamford Bridge on Wednesday night and 3-1 on aggregates. The Blues took the lead when Timo Werner headed in from almost on the goal line in the 28th minute after Kai Havertz had lofted a finish onto the bar. The hosts will have goalkeeper Edouard Mendy to thank after the Senegalese made 2 first-half saves to deny Karim Benzema from scoring. It set the platform for a second half of total Chelsea domination that was nevertheless laced with anxiety as the host missed chance after chance to put the game to bed. Real's former Blues goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois saved from N'Golo Kante and Havertz, who also headed against the bar, while Mason Mount shot wildly over the top when clean through. It was Mount, though, who finally sealed Chelsea's place in their first Champions League finally since they won the competition in 2012 after scoring from Christian Pulisic's cross. The results add another chapter to the remarkable transformation under Tuchel since he succeeded the sacked Frank Lampard in January and gives him the chance to make amends for the 2020 Champions League final when his Paris Saint-Germain side lost 1-0 to Bayern Munich. And that's it on Sport News this morning. And that's the news, but before we go, let's take a quick recap of the headline. Federal Executive Council approves 6.2 billion naira for power projects. APC Senate caucus supports President Buhari over fight against insecurity. And finally, on News Dawn, House of Reps seeks postponement of 2021 census. Please do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget, you can listen to us anywhere in the world, either by visiting our website at www.kufm.net. or you can download our KU mobile app from the Google Play Store. Remember, you can also join us live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria. KUFM's News Dawn was produced by Nusahai Owadiai. I am God's Love. Orlando saying thanks for listening and good morning.
They hate us, because they ain't us. Drop that bass. We are KUFM 92.7. Ooh.